cut this out with our saber saw. Now we're going to finish sand it, smooth it out a little bit here. And we'll do the same thing for this piece afterwards. Well, let's do it right now. Why not? Doesn't take long. Fingers can tell you if it's straight better than your eye can. Okay, so now we have, I've finished sanding both of these pieces and I ripped them down to the widths that I wanted this way. This one is going to be for our bottom. This is the bottom side of our bottom shelf. And this piece will go right on here. It's flush with the ends here, and then I'm going to put this piece behind it as a support. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to attach these two pieces together with screws and glue, and then I'm going to attach this down through here using screws and glue. That way I don't have to have any nail holes from the top side or screws, so it's just a nice finish. You don't have any filling to do that way. The less filling you have to do with wood filler or color putty after the fact, the better your job will be when it's all done. So without any further ado, let's do that. I'm going to set this right on here, like that, where it's going to go. And I'll get this lined up just exactly the way I want it. Flush on both sides. And I'm going to put a register mark on here. Just like that. Yeah, I already had the center mark. This is a scrap left over from what I ripped off of here. And I put an arrow right here. I always use these arrows when I'm marking something so I know the exact point. If you just put a straight line like that, you have no idea which end. If you walk away, you come back, which end of that line, and if that line isn't perfectly parallel or perpendicular to whatever it is you're marking, you have no idea which end of the mark to use. So you always put a little arrow there, so you know the exact point at which your measurement is going to be put together. So now I can turn this like that, and I can take my glue, and I'm going to put a little glue on here. Don't need a whole bunch, but just a nice little line there. And I'm going to flip this back over, and I'm going to line up my register mark right there. And I like using these tapered bits with a countersink because they allow it to go, the screw to grab so much better than just a straight drill bit. And this one actually isn't going to go all the way through, but that's okay. Get that in there. Then I'm going to use 1 5/8" screws. Go through here. And I'll come down here. Get this flush on the back side. And all of this stuff are things that you're not going to see after the project is all done. But these are to make it sturdier and make the finish come out better. And you'll see as we progress along, some of these things will become self-explanatory. After after we get all this stuff assembled. There. Now, and I can line this up on here, make this perfectly flush, just like that. And I can pre-drill my holes here and glue that down. And we'll be ready. We could stain the whole bottom of this, even though technically speaking, we wouldn't have to stain it at all, because it's going to be on the floor, underneath, out of sight, out of mind. But I always like to put the finish on all the way around my project. It's amazing to me that you can buy sometimes a relatively high-end piece of furniture, and you turn it over and flip the back side and there's no finish on it. And, I realize it's not going to be seen anywhere. I don't know, something about finishing the job helps if you open the nozzle on your glue bottle. Important that I get this lined up both this way and this way. And my other parts, when they go on, will be attaching here. Now I'm using 1¼ screws for this part because this is 3/4 and 3/4. Makes 1.5 inches, and if I use 1 5/8 screws, that ain't going to work, is it? It'll end up sticking out 1/8 inch on the other side, and I certainly don't want that. And here is where the feel of your fingers works the best. This is an advantage my dad didn't have when he built his cabinet or his bookcase. He did not have battery powered drills, and these drywall screws that we take for granted now were just beginning to come out. So now you can see this is going to, if you can imagine, put some of my stuff down here, imagine this is the floor. This is going to be sitting down on the floor. Okay? See how that detail works there? And our face frames are going to have to be notched because they're going to come down along here, and they're actually going to sit on top of this and come down past there just a little bit, the amount of our reveal, about 1/8 inch. So there's the bottom shelf, and I'm going to add this piece here to the back. Is that the right one? Sure, I got the right piece here. Yep. This piece here is going to be the back support for this shelf, and do this one the other way around. This won't be seen at all. This will be against the wall. But this gives support to the bottom shelf, which in this case really is the main support for the whole bookcase. Put that right on there like that. Would help if I had these not enough to catch evenly. flush, because our back piece is going to come through. Now, here's another piece of equipment my dad never had. This is a battery powered and fuel powered finish nailer. And I haven't tested this, and I don't know if there's any fuel in that cell or not. Lock it down here. Let's see. Yep, she's working. Now, if I had done that in the front, I'd have had that big hole to fill. This is going to be on the back. It will never be seen. Be buried under books. Just to make sure that everything holds properly. And we get a nice tight fit. The nails will hold it in line. But they will not necessarily pull it tight. Not as tight as I want it anyway. So we'll put a couple of clamps on there. And we'll call our bottom assembly good. So the next part to do will be a similar situation with our top shelf. We're getting close to the part where we're going to start our major assembly. Thanks for watching.